Hello everyone, welcome to my weekly video newsletter. Thank you so much for tuning in again. I appreciate your feedback, I appreciate your comments, and I appreciate all your communications with me. Today I want to talk about your feet, how to create a better arch for the students. And this is anybody in our field understands how important it is to have a beautiful arch or just our feet in ballet. Of course, some students born with it. Naturally, you tell them to point your foot and there it is, right? But for others, there is a process to always to make the best of what you have. I want to talk about this again, to make the best, to use the best usage of what you have. And of course, our feet, the arch, the flexibility of our arch, like everything else in our body can be trained, can be improved. So first of all, talk about something like this. One thing, the very first thing I want to talk about is safety. Very first thing is safety. I always believe that, these days we have a lot of different equipment to help us. And I don't think we should let the students to use those equipment unsupervised. We have to teach them to use this equipment to make sure they use it properly and not to hurt their feet, especially for the young children. And also, we as teachers can do a lot to help them, because in our hands, we know the resistance, where the resistance is. We know where to push and we know where to let go, right? So there's just quite a few things that I think we can do to help them. One, I always believe, I always do this myself, teach them to put one foot across to be outside of my supporting leg, like this. And I just gently to do a little plie like this, just like this. This is a wonderful way for students to stretch their feet before class, right? So there's two benefits out of this, is that they are in control. They are in control in terms of how much they want to push, right? So this, to me, it's a lot better than put them, we always do this, put our feet. I used to put my feet underneath a radiator. My studio, the radiator, the perfect gap between the radiator and the floor. I used to put my foot in there with a towel, and I just push like this. And then nowadays, you know what people do? Put underneath the leg of a piano. But those structures are hard. They're hard. They're made of metal and wood. And my way is better, this way. So it put, just because the movement of the plie, it put the majority of pressure on the ridge, the very top of our foot. So the very top of our foot, it is not in the middle. I repeat, it is not in the middle. It's only in line with the first and the second toe. This is the very top of our arch, not on the middle of our foot. It's toward inside. Only the first and second toe coming up. That's where the most pressure can be given. So therefore, look at the movement of me plieing. It's pushing the pressure onto the first and second toe. My pinky, my little toe is not even on the ground when I do this, right? So it creates very good result. And psychologically, talk about safety, the students are in control themselves. Second, we just have them sit on the floor. You put your hands on their feet and just gently help them. This is the most primitive but effective way to help students to create a very good arch. Yeah? And besides that, I know one more thing I wanted to add when we do releve, that we need to make sure they are coming up releve only to the first and the second toe. That's where the balance is. A little shift and a wobble behind And it's going to create unnecessary pressure and the muscle memory and loosen this ankle unnecessarily. So, plie, first and second toe, this is where we push and lengthen our hip. And that's the releve. That is going to help strengthen the arch, not only just for the prettiness and the beauty of the foot, and also the usefulness of your arch. So should be an everyday event. This should be something that students teach them to do it as a part of their warm-up. Not only for the hips flexibility, leg up and turn down, but your feet. Make sure they're warmed. Make sure every day they're making progress, because it has everything to do with the technique, perhaps the turn, and when we do piqué releve, anything balanced, that they need to make sure, they need to know that it is going on the first and second toe right away. And of course, point work is absolutely the same principle. Okay, so thank you. That's just a little bit my suggestions and my tip with how to improve students' feet. Okay, thank you very much. See you next time.